at what you got, man. Tell me what you want, babe. Look at what you got, man. Tell me what you want, babe.
Well, this is Lawrence D. Adams. I am back again. This is the Thinking Class. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the Thinking Class. You are live today as we are talking about the hyenas and versus Kevin Samuels. First of all, let me get this very clear, because at the top of the thing, you're going to want to hear it. First of all, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Second of all, he ain't my daddy. Third of all, get over it. So we talked about Vivica Fox yesterday and her cricket weave, Botox wearing. We talked about her yesterday. But today we got to still talk about the hyenas. And y'all say y'all want this heat. I'm about to give y'all this heat. I've been holding back for many years. I taught on many subjects and subject matters, manifestation, game, spirituality, money, and all like that. But the moment I bring this heat, everybody shows up. So I'm going to bring this heat today. I'm going to bring this heat today for you. Hyenas versus what? Kevin Samuels. First of all, the hyenas were after him already. It was their goal to get on the show, to propagate their philosophy, their way of thinking of being a hyena and justifying it. So let's be very clear. Even after he's dead, it doesn't surprise me. Their goal was to topple Kevin Samuels. So for him to pass away, all they had to do was now start cackling like hyenas. So don't get it twisted around here. This is nothing new. Anytime a man, let me say that again, who put 2 feet down, 10 toes down, and stands on this square and speaks his truth, it is a threat to the theology, not theology, but to the mindset of the hyenas. And if you don't know about hyenas, their archetype is, or how they move is, the woman is the one who is in charge. And she has a larger genitalia than the man. And the men eat last. They don't eat first. In the hyenas, the men eat last. They are treated like crap. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar at all? What's going on, Tara? Yeah, be happy hump day. I guess this is my lady. So you got to understand the psychology of what's going on. But please don't come here. I'm talking about every woman. We don't come over here to bash women. So don't even talk about he's bashing women. He's coming after. I'm telling you what it is. It is the psychology of the hyenas. So now, even while this man was alive, you watch day after day, women come up. Why? To try to topple and try to get him to go to the back of the line instead of him being at the first of the line. Now, we look at it now, this is the same thing that happens in society. So they're mad because one of the men that were in the back of the line rose up and said, no, this is what we're not going to take from you hyenas. We're not going to tolerate this from you anymore. So before you come on here talking about, he said this and he said that, you got to understand what the order of everything. And many times since ancient what's going on, Trav? Since ancient times, men looked at how animals move to get a comparison to how they move. So don't come on here, we're not animals. Baby, you're an animal, you don't even know it. So please understand how it works. These hyenas been putting in work for over 30 to 40 years. Going on, John the W? What's going on, RPA? What's going on? They've been putting to work for what? Over 30 years. They got it so that every man thinks he needs to go to the back of the line, get the last of the food, get the scraps, but do all the work. If I'm telling a lie, go check it. Go do your study. Go to National Geography. Go do your study on hyenas. Please understand, y'all don't want this heat today. This is what's going on. So the hyenas, what they do, they try to double team you and snap at you. Once they got that blood, they're going in for the kill. And this is what's been happening metaphorically in the community, especially in the Black community. Y'all don't want to talk about it. So when this man and other men, not just Kevin, but other men stand up and say something, everybody got a problem. His tone ain't right. He ain't saying things like I should. He was rude. He was so rude to women. I can't believe how rude he was. He said it that way. Really? But I have not seen one individual, you show me, that says that the women, the way they approach him, the way they approach Kevin on his show, tell me, were they not rude? What's going on, Cliff? What's going on? What's going on? I have not heard one woman. I have not heard, you know what? The women were rude when they came on. They did have an attitude. They were acting stank. I didn't hear no woman say that. Tell me the women who say that. But he was rude to them. But you never do the counter side of it when the women were rude to him. And I understand what the whole game is. Because I'm going to get to somebody else down in Atlanta. I understand you got to placate to your audience. Let me say that again. You got to placate to your audience. So to your core group of people who make sure you got money. Oh, I understand what's going on. You gotta placate to the hyenas who support you to make sure you're in line, that you get the last scraps. Please go look at what I'm talking about. You think I'm flying? Please go check what I'm saying. See, that's the real deal. Y'all don't want to face the reality of where we are in our society and the way that women in general, not all women. So don't you come here, he's talking about women. I know he got a mama. I know he got a sister. He got nieces. Yes, I got all of that. But at the end of the day, we have been inundated in the church, outside the church, in political arenas, outside of political arenas, at jobs, with this nature of what? Hyena. Cackling hyenas. Don't you know that this man had a daughter? He had a mama just like you. Thank you, Jennifer. That's the problem that I think that a lot of people don't have, because they're internet people and they behind the scenes. This is real life right here. So these cackling hyenas, tell me, where is your man? Like I said for Vivica Fox, show me your man. Show me your Black king that you celebrate. Don't show me your weave collection. Don't show me your makeup and MAC and whatever else you use. Don't show me your boat ties and whatever else is going on. Show me the man that celebrates you. But you know what? What happens is when the hyenas speak, they want the men to get back in line. They want the men get back in line. They want them to get in line. Don't you say that. Don't you get from behind the line. Don't you know I got a bigger genitalia than you? Well, go look. Y'all don't believe me? Go check. The women have bigger genitalias than the men in the hyena little thing they do. They have it. Isn't that something that we see inside of our culture? Women out of order. I ain't talking about all women. Please, like Jermaine Jackson said, don't take it personal. Easy come, easy go. Don't take it personal. It is what it is. So now this man has expired, left the scene, left this realm, went to the other side. Now we see the hyenas finally rejoice. Like somebody said, like people said, like they said, he's gone. Oh my God, I'm finally he gone. Don't you think that Cliff? Thank you, brother. This is what thank you. Dude, there are too many emasculated men out here. They have been snipped, neutered, whatever you want to call out here. And they're allowing the hyenas and they're cackling, all the cackling to bring them back and not do anything. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it in the church. I've seen it in the politics. I've seen it here in this United States, outside this United States. There are this hyena mentality, hierarchy is not the way to go. And I know the cry you want to have, well, men had it all this time and men been doing it this way and we need to get our turn. I understand exactly what you're saying. But let me what time is all? Let me get to the next thing. Let me get to the next thing. In this whole hierarchy of the hyena with the female being the lead. Don't get me wrong. Women do lead. Don't get me wrong. Women do what they need to do. I understand that. But at the end of the day, is your leadership causing men to be emasculated or empowered? Have you got your degree, get all these good jobs, and have you helped your men out? Have you reached back and say, brother, let me help you? Or have you got disenfranchised from your men because you have a degree and your degree became your man? You know what I know what I'm talking about. These hackling hyenas. And that is the reason why they did not like Kevin. He was saying, men, stand up, get your bag, get your style, get your money, become a high value man. And now you have better options. What was he saying? Men, get your stuff together. Do what you need to do so that you have better options. Stop settling for hyenas who have fleas, who have the rabies, who want to put you in check, who want to keep you emasculated. Oh, that's the real deal. Oh, that's the real deal. Y'all don't want to digest it. Y'all thought that the message was going to die. And this is, please understand, I am not Kevin. I have my own father. I have other mentors. So please don't come in here with that most dangerous thing saying he's your daddy, your daddy dad and all like that. No, my dad been passed away and he was my father. So don't come with that crap over here. But just keep it 100. Keep it 100. You know they got rabies because the moment they try to snap at you, they want to keep you men in check. And the reality of it, women want men who are not emasculated. And who do they draw to? The 2% of men who do not bow down to their requests. Let's keep it 100. Y'all better stop playing. Don't come up here playing, talking that crap. But let me talk about in this order of hyenas. The men eat last. They're treated the worst. They normally get killed first, whatever the case may be, and they don't really get a chance to breed. What do we see now with the number of men who are in that position in the hyena hierarchy right now? We see men who are, can I use that word? Who are simping so that they what? Can placate to the hierarchy of the hyenas around them. Kevin, Kevin, I agree with everything you say, but, they want to make sure that they can still get that whatever. I understand. They want to make sure they still get that paycheck. Oh, do I need to talk about somebody? Do I need to bring somebody up? Shout out to, New Birth, Pastor Jamel Bryant. That's what you did, brother. And that's your own Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated brother. How dare you talk about your own brother in your own fraternity? Because you know why? You don't want to upset the women in your community or in your church because it's more profitable that they are single without a man so that you can get the funds. Don't play with me. I go to church. Born and raised. Come on, just call it what it is. You made shots at a brother through your sermon. Come on, for the hyenas. So they can be like, oh yeah, you right, brother. You right, pastor. He was like that. You know they are not leftovers. None of y'all are leftover. God doesn't have leftovers. Correct. In that context, God does not have leftovers. But in the dating market, you understand that there are values that are placed on who you are, whether you like it or not, when it comes to marriage and when it comes separately with sex. Y'all better start telling the truth in these churches. You're keeping these women locked up without marriage and not having a place for them to teach to learn how to be a wife. There are more women in church, I know because I've been there, who are single and waiting on God because of this hyena message that's preached over the pulpits. Instead of teaching the truth, baby, you need to get yourself together, put on a slip, do your hair. Don't just wear weaves all the time. Let it breathe. Make sure you know how to cook clean, know how to take care of a man. I think that's in the Bible. I think that's in Timothy. The older women taught the younger women, not the hyenas taught them how to be more hyenas. I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all don't want this heat today. Where are they teaching in the church, outside of the church, for women to come out of the culture of being hyenas, to teach them how to be wives? Oh, don't get me wrong, because I know it's the same thing for you men. Don't think you won't get some of this heat either, because some of y'all jacked up from the floor up. You can't keep your Chico stick in your pocket because you're too much stick in everything that looks like a pocket. So don't get me wrong. You sleeping in your mother's basement, dusty, rusty, and crusty, and you don't even deserve to be dealing with a woman. I'm talking to you too. You're part of the hyena mindset. You're part of the hyena mindset too, because when you realize the hyenas, men are at the back of the line, eating the worst. What does that exemplify? It is showing the type of men that you are. That is showing the type of man that you are. So don't come over here. Don't come over here with that sugar honey iced tea, because we don't have it over here. Y'all wanted this heat. Y'all wanted LDA to bring out the heat. I am here for such that. This is the truth. We've been holding back. The reason why you can't do better, because you've been led by the women that are hyenas. So you don't know that you should have better. Men, you should be doing better. I don't talk about it's the white man. Don't tell me about the government. Don't tell me about the police. Tell me how you're going to overcome and be the best version of yourself. Get out of the race of the hyenas and get into being a lion. Too many of you men are stuck being hyenas. That's the problem. You back there. You're just as worse. You just as bad as the women who are hyenas that are leading you. Wake up and stand up and be the lion that you were designed to be. Because ain't no hyena woman ever going to respect a man that's a hyena. She'll never respect him. She'll never honor him. She'll never do for him. You will always eat scraps. You will always be emotionally depleted. You will always be the worst at it. So don't even come here. So back to the women. That's why we teach the what? The gospel of responsibility over here. It comes back to you. Let me get back to Kevin and the hyenas. So Kevin and the hyenas, you understand, as I said before, their goal is to topple Kevin. Their goal was to come up and to outwit him on what he does. But you ever paid attention to what Kevin did? He did a subconscious interrupt. Y'all pay attention what he did to the hyenas, and they couldn't handle it. Pay attention to the subconscious interrupt. They'll go down this whole trail and I'm this and that. I deserve this. I'm the boss, baby. I can get all this together. What's your height? What's your weight? What you looking for? You can't be a 7. It threw them into a quandary because they didn't know, wait a minute, what's going on? I got to finish my argument because hyenas are only thinking about themselves. Hyenas are only thinking about the survival of themselves. They're not thinking about the survival of the men and what they want. Please catch the parallels with it. Thank you so much. Come on, thank you for the super chat. That's how you do it right here. They were only thinking about what? Themselves. And right now, this industry, this society, the media has designed that they promote women and especially Black women to be hyenas. Don't talk about, I understand slavery. I understand it. We out of the slavery. We just get it. So this culture, it makes money off of women being hyenas. That's why they have the movies set up the way they do. That's the reason why they have the show set up that way they do. They keep women being hyenas and keep their men emasculated. And so when they couldn't emasculate the man and multiple men like Kevin Samuels and others and myself, guess what they do? They want to tarnish his character. They want to shame. They want to guilt you. They want to say he was broke. They want to attack him the same way. And then you realize other men in their feelings because they don't want to mess up with Queen Hyena. They don't want to mess up with Queen Hyena. I don't want to mess up with her because she's there. They don't want to mess up with her. So what they do? They end up attacking him also. You don't have to agree with the man 100% because I didn't. There's certain things he said, I'm like, bro, I don't know about that. But one thing I know, you are not going to be in front of me and talk about any man and think it's okay. Let me say that again. You're not going to be in front of me and talk about any man and tear them down because I am a man. I understand that you may have issues with that man. You may not like what he said and how he moved and what took place, but you're not going to talk about that man in that disparaging light. You know why? Because you get comfortable saying that about him. Baby, you around the corner to saying that about me, and you were in the spirit of a hyena. And it's too many of them. Too many men. Too many men who can't stand up on their own. You ain't have to agree with Kevin. We did not all agree. Please understand that. Wake up and be a man. But one thing you ain't gonna do, baby, and I told someone that. Okay, I understand that you ain't got no love for him, A, B, C, D, F, G, but you're not going to talk about him just any kind of way with me in front of me. Just like you don't want me to say nothing about your father. So you need to cut it out. So these hyenas, baby, y'all better get a grip. John, you ain't got me going on, man. These hyenas out here, man. Dude ain't even cold in the ground yet. They already acting like hyenas because they're so used to being in control. They're used to running. They're used to men eating the scraps. Men, thank you, RPA. Men being treated as crap. Baby, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. This is the thinking class, and we want you to think, but at the same time, we ain't thinking about you being no hyena. Let me tell you something. I know you got. I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do with you hyenas, because you ever see the lion and the hyena fight?
Mm-hmm. They gotta come together. Even they gotta come together to get something done.
That's what's about to happen. You're going to be the scraps. You keep playing this hyena role, you're going to run across these lions, and when they eat you up, I don't want to hear you coming back crying over here. Your day of reckoning, it's over with. I love you. I wish you well, but baby, we ain't dealing with no hyenas. With your rabies self.
Interesting how in that pack the female's dominant, and what happens is they still need the men to get it done.
Correct. That's my point. You cannot win this way. What has the hyena culture or way of life for these past 40 years? I'm 50, so about close to 60 years plus, 60 years. What has it really accomplished? Nothing. A bunch of weak, broke back men.
And if you think about it, it was never about male dominance. It was about male responsibility. And that's what Kevin's message was way before he got popular. Mm-hmm. He was trying to get guys to take responsibility for their image, take responsibility for their actions, take responsibility for their outcomes. And what happened was all he did was refocus the information back toward women. And what happens is sometimes that's a tough pill. You know, when you're in the fantasy world and you're in the oasis and you got the mirage in front of you, it's so easy to act like everything's okay. But what is your outcomes proving to you? You're sitting at home, you got a dog, and you go die alone. That's what you end up with when you don't consider your situation.
Do you understand, John? We know a lot of people in, out, church, in, around the corner, here and there. Do we understand? I see the women. They can pretend by going shopping and going on girls' trips that they're happy, but baby, you ain't happy unless you have companionship. You have somebody sleeping next to you at night.
They won't show it. They won't take no pictures of those people. They'll be on the beach with the champagne and the sunglasses, and the person financing that trip ain't even get a chance to be in the picture. The problem is you want to act like you're independent. You did it all on your own, but all you did was do a good finesse job. And that's what happens in a lot of these cases. The whole bad bee mentality, or the whole I rule, women rule the world mentality, came from the fact that it came actually from women's suffrage. Okay.
It was a be nothing.
They wanted to find a way to turn that message around because women were degraded. Women were treated incorrectly in the 70s and the 60s, even before that. You imagine women just got the right to vote in literally less than 100 years ago? Can you imagine that?
Right.
That's a shame. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we got to deal with abortion rights for women on making a choice to their own body, that's a shame. Y'all ain't focused on the right thing to get mad about in the women's movement. Y'all need to remember that if you first value yourself, then these things would never be a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's no shame in wanting the same thing as a man. But what you got to do is don't step on manhood to get it. That's the whole.
There it is. That's the problem. You and to be very clear, the feminist movement that came in the 60s was designed strategically to divide the civil rights movement.
Yeah, it was basically, there was several minorities out there. You think women are the minority? Well, actually, women aren't a minority. They just were definitely class different. There's proof of that. Why do you think you have to have a women's anything? If you always class the same, then you wouldn't be trying to get rights. You wouldn't be trying to get, more than 80% than what a man. You're getting 80% of what a man makes because it's not treated properly. And that's what I'm talking about. Women's suffrage is a real thing, but you going down the wrong road. You go and single out black men and their toxicity and step on the whole race when you need to go and fix the entire race. Go fix the entire gender. Go fix the whole problem. There's people in high corporate offices and high political offices that are laughing at you. They turn the black man into the toxic one, but really it's been society stepping on you the whole time.
They enjoy that women, and especially you beautiful black women, are in toxicity and that you are being hyenas. They love it. Oh, keep going, sister. They'll throw money at you. They'll throw media at you. They'll throw the music at you. Like once, I think, who's it, Jess Hilarious, she said, you know, I've been listening to all this trap music and all this hip hop, and these heifers are married, and I ain't.
It's true. If I could show up a sign and get you to, it's called misdirection. It's just like magic, okay? Magic is not so much the illusion, it's the misdirection.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is we got y'all thinking that we could talk about all the toxic men and get y'all all riled up. Meanwhile, all the men that have it right ain't doing nothing for you either. All the people that are sitting in positions like the judges, you got a woman right now. There's a woman right now in the Supreme Court that's about to judge women, taking away women's rights. Y'all need to go after that lady.
No, they not. Because you know why, Jono? The sisterhood. The sisterhood keeps these wonderful women blinded and misled.
And it's because it's easy. It's easy to make the black man a target. It's so easy to make a black man a target because he always been one.
That's deep right there. Whoa, repeat that, man, because I don't think they caught that one.
It's easy to make the black man a target because he always been one. You won't realize we've been put up on the chopping block for so many things. We even blame the black man for releasing our own people in the triangle trade. We get blamed for releasing the people. They act like we weren't even taken. No, y'all wanted to go. Y'all were traded.
Put that in the chat room. The black man has always been the target. Put that in the chat room because we got so many people watching. Put the black man has always been the target.
Y'all don't mind. It's such an easy target because we always have to get on the defense. Now you come put us in the corner. And now you wonder why you getting the result you getting for it. We tired of that. Y'all only gave us a formula. You know, said, oh, he did do this toxicity. So guess what? I'm gonna go fix that toxicity. And all of a sudden, now you mad he went and fixed it. He went and pulled himself out of average, but best. He put him into some type of value. He didn't even have to be high value. All I had to do was I got a car now. I got my own place now. I don't have to lean on no woman for no bills. I don't push her into impoverished situations so that she keeps herself back. Maybe we could just be a regular person now. It may take you a while to do it. That was another thing Kevin was saying. Kevin was saying, listen, you got all the time in the world because all you got to do is get valuable and then anybody's going to like you. But there is a time limit when it comes to women because of their fertility.
Whoa. There is the issue at hand with this culture of hyenas. Y'all need to listen. You need to pay attention. As we said, the black man has always been the target. But this right here is the real key. It is about DNA. Your time of fertility is limited. That is the other premise of what Kevin was getting at, and not just Kevin, and over and where? In Asia, like I brought up yesterday, with the teaching of being left over. Your time of fertility is not long. But no, it snapped back. My cousin had a baby at 45. My sister, I know, her other little cousin had her mama had a baby at 50. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the ultimate time is for it to happen in the time that you are able to have a healthy child. It's about DNA.
I mean, it's not that, it's not so much that you got to do it earlier. What happens is the availability and the opportunity is lessened. When I was courting my wife and we were talking about kids and stuff like that, she said a straight to me. She said, "I want to have all my kids before I turn 30." She
What'd
said,
she say?
she said, "I want to have all my kids before I turn 30." And you know what? We thought about it, and I said, "Listen, if God gives us that, then so be it. I'll respect that. We don't have to actually have natural children even after 30. We could even choose to adopt. But whatever God gives us, God gonna give us." And you know what? We were having that conversation when she was 28. Do you know what? From 28 to 30, we end up having 4 kids. You don't know what's out there for you. You don't know what's out there for you. You don't know what speed. God may give you a set of twins. Guess what? God gave me a set of twins. You see what I'm saying? So when you lower your marketplace by taking longer for things to happen and being stubborn in your own mind, you don't have a chance to have a conversation with somebody about what your fertility mortality might be. And that's the thing. We limit ourselves because we already done decided, okay, the first man I was ever with, he dogged me out, and the next man he dogged me out. So I'm gonna have this whole big list of standards that are almost unrealistic for cooperation. Okay, compromise is not a woman giving up her list. What it is everybody is giving and taking to get a little bit closer to a relationship, and that's what you got to understand. We both made sacrifices. I look at my wife. We both made sacrifices.
Right. I think the problem is, John, with this, some of the, and I'm not talking about your wife, I'm talking about the people outside the hyenas. What I think the problem is, they ain't never heard that men have a list. They ain't never heard us say, "No, I don't like that. I ain't going for that." And they thought for years that whatever they given to us, that we were supposed to accept it because she was the woman. And society says, "Well, she's the woman. Go get that diamond ring. Go to the beers. Go over here to the Zales. Go get the house. Do whatever she says because she's the woman." But when men say, "You know, I ain't going for all that. This is how we're going to do it in my kingdom," women became shook. Wait a minute. Hence why they had a problem with
Where
that.
that list came from.
Huh?
The list that the women were built came from scared parents.
Uh-oh.
The list came from scared parents and scared family members that went through a different level of suffrage. And what happened was, he's like, "I'm not going to let my daughter go through that." Meanwhile, they didn't build up the men's list. The men didn't get a list.
There it is.
They knew, they assumed you were going to get it right. They assumed you weren't going to dog people out. They assumed you weren't going to be a creep. What happens is some men are and ruined it for everybody else. Okay? But what happened with the women, those were being protected by their village. Their village was trying to protect them by bringing up their personality, by putting all this false hope in their head that anything's good. You're gonna get the participation award no matter what. You're gonna win. And what happens is you think you have options, but your time is running out. Of course you have options, but your time is running out. And the more you put on that list locks you out of opportunity.
But no, John, they believe their list goes past the time of fertility. No. That is the fairy tale. I heard women say at certain age, it still look good, it's still sitting right. But at the end of the day, if that man wants a child, will he be able to have a child with you? Will he be able to pass his DNA to the next generation with you? Or does he have to settle and then go find Susie Q and have a child, and now y'all got a whole blended family that you didn't have because you waited?
The problem is, it's not so much. You're exactly right, because people don't understand what the timeline really is. But I'm gonna tell you this: the real issue is the fact that we don't have a real gauge for it, and that's why it's stuck in this fantasy world. There's no gauge for what is the time to be cooperative or submissive or even just friendly. Okay? You feel like you got to get your career first. You feel like you got to get your college first. You feel like you got to get your establishment first. And a lot of people don't get their stride until in their late 40s. Okay? My mom had my big brother at 26. She was fortunate 21 years later to have a son at 48 years old. You know how rare that is? And the only reason I know she did it is because her mom did it. Her mom had 3 children, literally during the pandemic of 1921, and then had 3 children in 15 to 20 years later. There's almost a 30-year span between my mom and her oldest sister. That was stuff that was not heard of. But some families give you the impression that you have time to do that. I'll tell you right now, my brother is 35. My youngest brother is 35, but my mom is 83.
Check that out.
You really think you want to wait till you almost don't even remember your name or even have, mobility issues before you start watching your family live their life? And I'm not just saying go get married at 20. That's not the point. My point is, if you look at other communities, they do it at the same time. They go to school, they meet in college, they both pursue successful careers. It's more even than you think. It's not a gender role at all.
Right.
Nobody's going to college to be a housewife. What they're trying to do is cooperate together and let's go grow this thing.
Jono, I'm going to tell you something. When I was in college at Akron University, and I was going for education, I was going to be a school teacher. We would kick it around. I was going to pledge and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I had a group I was part of. It was a young lady that was in our area. She was lived a couple of towns away. And she would go to class and everything. And we would laugh at her. I'm guilty of it. She said she came here to get an education, but she said, I came here to get a husband. I was like, what? Are you crazy? You come here to get a husband? I thought she's supposed to be. She said, I'm getting my education, but when I graduate, I will have a husband. She was a black woman who said this. I think a couple years we didn't see her, wherever the case may be. She ended up landing somebody. They talked, boom, boom, boom. She was married. Married. She knew her assignment. I'm not saying that's for everyone, but she knew her assignment. She needed the education, yes, but she knew the quality of men that she was looking for were at that college campus. They were not on the street hanging up, talking about, yo, man, what's up? What's going on? No. She understood her assignment. The problem is why the hyenas are upset because they miss their assignment and the paper is now due.
Listen, it's old-fashioned stubbornness, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
It's old-fashioned stubbornness. I don't want to do what somebody trying to tell me to do. But if your daddy told you to do it, you would have did it. If your mother told you to do it, you would have did it. If your pastor would have told you to do it, you would have did it. If the cops told you to do it, you would have did it. If your boss would have told you to did it, you would have did it. And the point is, these figures in your life don't represent they represent authority to you, and the man don't. Okay? And it's like I don't have nobody taking me. If I say, "Oh, ain't nobody my boss," but then my wife walked down the stairs, that's kind of contradictory, right? You pick somebody to help keep you in check for what you don't consider. And I can see her as a man. I don't sit here saying, "Oh, my wife ain't my boss." No, it's not about boss. It's about what would you consider somebody's checking for you that what you would not consider.
They don't want that, man.
They don't understand that. And it is an even keel. It literally is an even keel. If she comes down here and tells me something I didn't think of, I have to be thankful. I have to be grateful that somebody took the time and energy to think about me outside me. And that's what a man is doing for you in a lot of cases. And y'all disrupt that flow by not cooperating. You think he's trying to tell you what to do. No, he's trying to see what you would consider outside of what you would consider. And you take offense to it.
And that's when you start going back to your group of cackling, hackling, hyenas.
He trying to tell me, he trying to tell me this, he trying to tell me that. Listen, the problem is you ain't listening to the right people. You listen to somebody outside your relationship telling you about something inside your relationship. That's the first violation.
Dude, and that's where the hyenas, that's where you messing up at. You got
a problem with a man in a relationship? Why don't you go talk to another woman in a relationship dealing with another man? Maybe she'll give you some wisdom and show you how to steer correctly in that moment. But no, you want to find somebody that's in alignment with your stubbornness, which is a big problem. And this goes for men and women. Sometimes we go to the pack. We go back to the locker room looking for advice and start talking to single men about relationship business. And guess what? You're going to fail every time. You don't even know if the guy in the locker room wants your girl. He'll talk you right out of your relationship. But see,
and be with her.
We don't recognize, we don't talk about like-minded situations to deal with like-minded opportunity.
Telling you, they don't want this.
It sounds one-sided until you turn the whole story around. It's the same. All we're saying is what you were given was privilege. You were given so much privilege to not have to cooperate because you was always going to get that, that parachute of your parents, that parachute of your family, that parachute of all the people that look at women and all the women's programs and all the women's, there's so many specific programs for women for you not to cooperate that are not existing for men. We had to do something about it and just stand up because we don't have nothing to fall back on. So now you can't get upset when we found a way to make ourselves valuable because there's nothing for us there's no parachute for us no more.
It never was. And it goes right back around to which you said, bring us right back to around to why the hatred or why the hyenas hate Kevin, because he and other men now have a voice, and you couldn't.
It was never lost. That voice was never lost. What it was silenced because we were allowing a situation to predicate. We thought if the women's suffrage was always visible, we would then have a more even workplace. We thought if women's suffrage was in place, the gap with the salaries would adjust. And you know what? It's not closing as fast as we thought. Yes, there's a lot more women in the workplace. You can find them in a lot of professional situations. I don't agree with him when he says about, women can't build or engineer nothing. That's not true at all. But the reason that he said it is because women think that you can't run the world without a man. And that's not true. We need women and men. We need women and men in top positions. I love the fact that Congress and the Senate and the Supreme Court is now, coming out of the dark ages, and you see variety and diversity. That's what the goal we should have been at. It's not just any one side. It should have been a good mix. Okay? If you committed a crime and your jury showed up and it was nobody looked like you would feel like you had no chance of winning. Now that it can be a variety of thought and a variety of choice, you have a chance that you might get a fair shot. And that's the whole point. It wasn't just about shutting down men or shutting down women. It should have been about cooperating. And Black Wall Street was about cooperation.
And black dollars. Yeah, it's about cooperation.
They had to work together, though, right?
Huh?
They had to work together, right? There wasn't no women stepping on men, right?
And that's the thing, man. And when you think about it, we have we have so missed the mark with the cooperation. It was about bridging the gap between men and women. If you listen to his message, he was trying to kick everybody back into position, first the men, now he did the women, to say, hey, let's get into cooperation. Let's get back into cooperation.
Somebody told you to do an investment. You think somebody's trying to take something from you. No, they're trying to get something to you. Okay? Cooperating with a man doesn't take anything away from you. Okay? It's your choice in the wrong man that takes something away from you.
There it is. They have been dealing with so many wrong men that they have judged the right men and stepped over them in your younger years. Now that you're older, you got divine revelation. That's no. I want to come out of the hyena pack. I want a man now. I want a lion. Baby.
You done made so many bad choices that a good man got to work twice as hard to make you happy. And then he just figured out he don't need you. So why should he even have to work that hard for you? I can go pick a person in another race. I can go pick a person in another age class. I can go pick a person that a lot more success and don't even have to deal with you at all because you have what is called baggage.
Uh-oh.
And your baggage, guess what? You didn't pay extra to get that on this plane.
Yeah, that's too hard for them, John. They don't want that mathematical equation. They want it to be easy, that the mathematical equation when they're 20s is the same when they're in their 40s and 50s. It is not the same.
I'll tell you something. I was coming out of a marriage when I met a few individuals before I met my current wife. I was coming out of a marriage and all people wanted to do was put up, what could you do for me? And I'm like, can I get divorced yet? Can I please get happy? Can I please detox? And guess what? The reason why I picked who I picked years later, I didn't get married right away. The reason why I picked what I picked years later is because she gave me the least worry, the least problems. She didn't have a bag of stuff waiting for me to take care of for her. I met one girl. This ain't my wife. I met one girl. The third date, she was asking me to pay her phone bill.
Come on, dude.
And I was like, is that what your daddy taught you? You got both parents at home. That's what your daddy taught you? To get a man to start paying your bill? Well, you look rich, so why would you want to take care of me? Because we ain't together yet. How about that? You wouldn't have had to worry about your bills if we were together. Ain't that? It's like, well, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? See, you ain't really thinking about what's really the priority here. You know, you're supposed to put the whammy on somebody first before you start asking for money. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have them eating out of your hand. And if you was that good at it, you would realize it. But see, your father probably taught you, oh, get a man's going to take care of you. Get a man's going to do this for you. And guess what? That messed you up.
There, right there. That philosophy right there. Let's right there. Just put a bow tie right there. The philosophy that some fathers have taught that the man is supposed to take care of you has crippled. So I know someone personally has crippled them.
It's a misconception.
It has crippled her, man.
I teach my daughters, they got to do it for themselves. If you say, I'm going into stocks and investments with them right now. I'm showing them what a down market this is right now, what an opportunity is to jump in if you have some cash. I got a daughter that does nothing but save her money. Listen, that money need to be working for you, baby girl. But I ain't telling her, oh, some man's supposed to buy it for it. Listen, that was a mistake. That was a mistake telling the women that. Do it for yourself. You just as strong as a man. Go do it for yourself and get the goal taken care of. But when it comes to dealing with me, you better get me right. You better get dealing with me right. Don't come out here with no attitude. Don't come out here with no level of entitlement. Don't come here and acting like you, because your daddy gave it to you, any guy gave it to you. No, you got to earn it from me too. Every dollar you get from me, you're going to work for it.
And let me put something on that too. Because you're doing that with your daughters, she knows what value she can bring to a man.
Exactly.
Y'all better catch that. He's not teaching her to say she's gonna be independent. She don't need no man. He's saying just so she knows, baby, this is what I got to the table. I know stocks and bonds and this and this. I can run a business and run circles around it. Let's come together and make this happen, Captain.
Yeah, I'm teaching them from my mistakes. I'm not teaching them to put up a force field of in-cooperation. I'm teaching y'all that you can win it on your own, or you could double up with somebody. Do it together. My sons the other day, they ran some tasks for me. They said, listen, Dad, we don't want to get our individual money. Can we put our money together and get an Oculus? I said, yes. That sounds like y'all are cooperating with each other. And the one daughter didn't put no money in. It was like, she's going to benefit too, because we put our money together. Now the three of us can benefit from it.
See?
So one person's saving and two people had individual money. They put their money together to get something. So they got the prize and the savings. Sound like a win to me.
Sound like a win. Shout out to Lion of Judah. They work hard to keep us divided to prevent another Black Wall Street. Excellent point. Let me read. This is a good point right here. Before there was Kevin Samuels, there was Sister Sajara Ali. The only difference between her and Kevin Samuels may be their delivery. They didn't. Let me say something about the hyenas and Sajara Ali. I know exactly who she is. They wanted to crucify Sajara Ali. They had to have the nation of Islam, the fruit of Islam, protect her wherever she went. And you know who the biggest detractors were of Sajara Ali? It was the Black woman and the henpecked hyena men who were the threat to her speaking the truth. You thought it might have been this one or that one. It was the Black women. They were threatened by what she said. Go listen to Sajara Ali. Go on YouTube and search her out. She had to get protection for her and her family from the fruit of Islam. That's sad. All she was saying is, Black woman, go back to your Black man. Go love your Black man. Go show him some love.
We have a real problem with coming together. Our problem is coming together. And guess what? The manosphere, the blackosphere, the female movement, all that stuff was meant to divide us. It's a conspiracy theory to divide us. And it's not a theory. It's really happening. Okay? Yeah. Go look at the Bezos and go look at the Gates. These people cooperate. Okay? Yeah. They cooperate. They got deals going on in their bedroom that you wouldn't even think of. They got weekend girlfriends. They got all kinds of stuff you wouldn't consider conventional. It's because they made an agreement, okay? And if you have an agreement, then the bedroom's undefiled, and that's the thing you got to realize. You don't have to compromise or give up much to make an agreement with somebody, because all you're doing is making a decision to cooperate. It's called an accord, okay? Not the car, not the Honda. It's called an accord. It's called an agreement. Okay, if you come to accord, then you all are pointing in the right direction. And if we don't do that, we aren't getting anywhere. Stay in the manosphere, stay in the pill concept. All designed for bringing up toxic types and the inability to cooperate.
And let me say this, because I seen something yesterday that sort of now if you listening, it is what it is. If we're in the manosphere, this sound falls into that. How you gonna be divided inside of the manosphere, Tom Lakis? And you say some disparaging things about Kevin passing away. Oh, I don't think I didn't see that. I don't think I didn't see that, Tom Lakis. Don't think I did not see that, Tom. You said some disparaging things about Kevin passing away too. Oh, the fear of a Black man standing up. I tell you, man, our voice, if they understood how powerful, if we have the same philosophies, why are you threatening? Why would you say that about another brother that's in the same movement that you are? Just like I'm talking about Jamel Bryant, your own Kappa Alpha Psi brother incorporated. Because you want the shine to be on you.
It's an easy target. It's an easy target. It's easy views, easy likes, easy comments. Let's just take a shot at it. D.L. Hughley put up a post yesterday that really had me thinking. I don't know if you saw it yet.
Nah.
He said, listen, he said, take an example from Kevin. He died a sad, alone man. He said, any example I'm gonna take from Kevin is don't make sure my emergency contacts aren't 24 hours away.
Yes.
That man was putting up so much of an image that his real life didn't exist.
He was I heard yesterday he was working like crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't a real person no more. His image became everything and sacrificed real life. The young lady who he did not just meet that lady. That was not an immediate what you call
Jump
it,
off.
acquaintance. He
Right.
knew that girl.
Think about it. I ain't bringing just no jump off to the house.
Exactly. He was comfortable with her walking around this house, and she was getting comfortable with getting on camera. And he was like, no, you ain't getting on camera.
Why did did not want her to get on camera? He wanted to protect her.
Yeah. And he wanted to protect his own image too, because it was not the face that he was portraying for other high value men. It wasn't. I'm telling you, you see the girl's pictures all over the internet. You can see it. That he wanted somebody that cooperated. That's what he got.
And whoa. He wanted somebody, not a hyena, who cooperated, who not comes into the chat room and want to question, well, I want to see the women that you deal with.
And if you look at her look and you look at her personality, she was submissive. She was an average body type. She wasn't a 7. She wasn't an 8. She wasn't a 9. She was an average at best body type. The one you thought he was always complaining about. He was with one, but he didn't pick the black woman because that's where his disdain was. He was trying to repair that one. And he found that same body type, that same average at best in another community.
Who, what, cooperated? Not the hyena. Think about it. Y'all use your imagination. What if that was the hyena that was in the house during that time?
He wouldn't get no cooperation.
She would have jumped on the camera. They're going to see me. They're going to hear me. I barely heard the woman in the background.
People don't want to hear this part. They don't want to hear this part. He could have picked. Come on, my first wife was Spanish. Okay, I could have took all the stereotypes and never pick a black woman. I could have did that because all the stereotypes was stacked against you. Okay, she gonna be loud. She's gonna be authoritative. She's gonna be all up in your face. She's gonna be doing all this. I had all this stuff about black women. That's why, in a way, I was like, in my first marriage, there was no reason for me to go back and say, oh, let me go back to the Spanish community. I don't know if I was being racist or not. I don't know if I was being prejudiced or bigotous. But you know what? What I did was allow a real conversation to start, and I've realized all the stuff I heard because I hadn't dated a black woman as an adult. That all was not true. But it still took a person to not have that in their personality. The person I met, it wasn't in her personality to act like that.
Correct.
She wasn't trying to be dominant. She wasn't trying. And my wife is very feminist, but she wasn't trying to be dominant. She wasn't trying to take over. She wasn't trying to step on me. She wasn't trying to go against me. She wasn't trying to be my competition.
So what you're saying?
Figured out, which is the reason why we probably last today. She figured out, if I work with this guy, anything I want is going to be multiplied.
See, most guys miss that lesson. I'm glad we brought this lesson up right there. The lesson which you can get from Kevin. We probably need to do that tomorrow or Friday because I think I got to. Anyway, but the lesson is he had a woman that was cooperative. And he said, you need to get in place because I'm about to go back on camera. What was he doing? He was doing it to protect her.
Right. He wasn't being rude to her. He wasn't being rude to her.
No, he was telling her what to do. That's what I'm saying. Let me just be very clear because we might as well cut to the chase. What if that was a black woman or the hyenas?
To that. Oh, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. I don't know. He would have instantly had the profile of Big Shirley. And that's the thing. We need to realize that you not cooperating closes doors for you, not open them.
Wait a minute. Come on, man. You not cooperating with us. What? Closes doors. That's why you look like Big Shirley. And shout out to Big Shirley, because I know I posted a picture. Big Shirley, you're going to be difficult, and no man, I don't care what you say, do not want to deal with difficult women. We want peace. We want a piece of some pieces, and we want to leave us alone. Let us do what we need to do.
Yeah. The biggest argument I ever had with my wife is when she said, "What's wrong?" No, nothing's wrong. Just give me some room. You know what I'm saying? That's the most we ever quarrel because she thinks, "Oh, something's wrong. Let me see if I can help." No, listen. I just want to have some quiet. Let me just getting my thoughts. I'm having a difficult way, and guess what? You my peace. So why do I want to involve you in my conflict?
Come on.
And that's hard for her to do because she's a problem solver.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So then that turns into an argument. Oh, you don't leave me alone. Blah, blah, blah. Look, listen. All you got to do is realize that I understand my task. I just got to get in congruency with it.
Please understand. Thank you, Joe Blas. We want peace and a peace and some quiet. That's all. If y'all understand how simple it is, all the nagging and you ain't talking, I wish you say something, you ain't doing all that stuff is going to drive us away. And we go look for Susie Q, and Susie Q know what to do. She knows her what position. So you get mad when we go to Susie Q and she gives us everything that we need. She listens to us. She rubs us down. She knows how she knows how to satisfy us with a good meal and some good, doctor stuff and, pleasures. But y'all get mad at that. Please get rid of this hyena concept, this hyena theology. Please understand that. You want the answers? That's all Kevin was trying to get you. Get out of being a hyena and be cooperative. Be cooperative. If you understand what was, since y'all want to play with me, what was Samson? Samson had a wife and he was dealing with some prostitutes, but he went to Delilah because he was looking for some what? Peace. And some of you women today are just as damaging as Delilah. You want to take the man what his strength is and try to kill him and try to kill the gift that is inside of him. And all the man wanted to do was lay his head on the lap and rest. And rest. He can get he had a wife. He can get some side piece from the prostitutes he was dealing with. But at the end of the day, he fell for Delilah because she offered a place of peace. Men, y'all better wake up. Be careful where you lay your head at and who offers you a false image or a false premise of peace. Because she could be after your gift and your strength. Know who you lay your head down with. She was playing like she was the one, but she was actually trying to kill the one. Men want peace. Y'all don't want this. Y'all want that. This is the reason you look at Kevin's life with all the hectic things that was going on. He shot up, he became known. You got a show he's doing. He's people antagonize him. Things going on. What he was looking for was peace, a place of normality. And what did he look for? Cooperation. You think Kevin or any man in his status or even me, Jono being married, you think he wants a woman who is not cooperative? Who's going to bring hell and high water with him, to him? Who's going to agitate him? Who's going to bring problems to him instead of bringing solutions? Men want peace. They do not want to deal with the hackling, cackling hyenas. Do not want to do it. That is the problem that I have, because even let me shoot around again back to the church. Where is your program to get these women from being hyenas to being a man's peace? I can talk about it. I know my father was a minister, was an overseer in the Lord's church, and was a Muslim at one time. Where is the program to get these women and these men from being at odds with each other? Or are you looking at the one man as your daddy, as your secret man that you think about, ladies, who offer you what? A badge of honor in the seat of hyenas. I'm just trying to tell you. Y'all don't want, I'm telling you, y'all wanted the heat, y'all got it. This is the truth. And you notice, these hyenas, they can talk all this stuff online. They can say all these things, but at the end of the day, who's laying their head in your lap? What? No, he may have sex with you. He may have sex with you, but it doesn't mean he wants to be with you. That's what because this was a lot of women you miss, you hyenas, you miss. You went on there on Kevin's show and other people's show where I can get any man. Yeah, you can get any man to get between your legs, but can you get a man that said that he's going to be committed to you? Any woman, she can look like Boo Boo the Fool, can get a man to sleep with her. But at the end of the day, are you getting the real prize? And that is the man and his last name. Can you get a man's last name? So what? You can get the dick. Let's be very clear. So what? You can get a man to come over and pay a bill and do this for your kids and do it. Can you get the last name? Can you see? The hyenas don't want you to know this. They want you to keep you in the same thing. No, we're gonna run this. We don't need nobody. I got my own last name. You keep the same. You keep your father's last name. Can you get the man's last name? Oh, it's easy to give. You can get the sex up. What man? I don't care what man it is. At any time of the day, we horny. We want to hit it. But can you get the man's last name? Who's taught you how to get the man's last name? Who showed you? Who has what? Showed you how to get the man's last name? Who has showed you how to get the man's last name? To be a helpmate, to be cooperative. All they're showing you is all about me, what I want, I ain't getting. And you're always going to be unsatisfied because you're not coming to the table of what you can give. You coming to the table of what you can take away. You should be thinking about this, woman, black woman especially. How can I get that man's last name? Or have you played so much in your 20s and in your 30s, and now you ease it down 40 into your 50s, and you don't have that last name? And some of the last name that you want, you will not get Rockefeller's last name. You would not get Jeff Bezos' last name. You would not get Samuel Jackson's last name. You would not get certain people's last name that you think are high value. You need to get a last name that reflects who you are and not the inflated value you think you have. Come on down, ease on down a little bit down that road and come back to reality. Get out of this Disney world. It's a small world after all. It's going to be a small world after all when you deal with your dog and your cat. It is a small world, but it's a small world after all. And you stuck with the dog and the cat. Ain't nobody there for you. And you men, let me say something to the men. Don't you, these women got to submit. Wait. You need to have a name that a woman would jump through hoops and do whatever she can to get your last name. You need to have a name that is worthy. When they say your name, when they say Lawrence D. Adams, oh yeah, we give it to them. You need to have a name, not a name just in the streets, but a name at home, a name in business. You need to have a name. I can't tell a woman to go search for a man with a name and you don't have a name. If you don't have a name, men, please, Black Exotic Beauty, social media has really messed people up. Peace, y'all. It's not social media. All social media has done is reveal what was in the hearts of people already. It ain't social media. See, social media is just a tool to reveal what was there already. Get it correct. That's the problem. Social media messed people up. It's what people have been doing anyway. It just revealed what was there. Like money doesn't mess people up. Money is just a revealer. of what's been in your heart anyway. Social media is just a revealer of what's been in your heart anyway. If you're a good person off social media, you can be a good person on social media. If you jacked up from the floor up, guess what happened? You jacked up from the floor up when you get on social media. It's going to show up. It's the same thing if you have money and guys that you like women with big booties and you like outside of social media or outside when you didn't have any money. When you get money, you're going to be at Magic City because guess what? It was there all the time. All social media did was reveal what was there inside of you. Please understand that. But men, you need to make sure you get a name for yourself too. I can't tell these women, oh, go find a man with a name. Go find a man with a name. And you ain't got no name. Stand up and be a man that's worth. You don't do it for the woman. Let me get this correct for you guys. You ain't doing it for the woman. You doing it for yourself. You need to have a good name for yourself. When they hear your last name, John, guess what happened? They know, oh, he about business. When they hear Lawrence D. Adams, they say, oh, he's about this. You men need to have a good name. I can't tell a woman to go find a man with a good name, and you ain't got no good name.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. The only reason why women have had hesitation in the first place is because they don't know if you have a good name. But once you step up to the plate, once you have proven yourself, all those games are over. You better be willing to start working with this person. Okay, right. You can have apprehension about a job interview, but once you get the job and you get your package, you stop playing games. You start cooperating, right? Once you know that things is going to be on the up and up, if you are in the middle of this organization, you're going to be stepping it up. Okay, the lawyer who becomes a partner in the law firm, yeah, they have some hesitation in the beginning, but guess what? Once they get their paperwork, you're the partner now. There's no more games. There's no more stepping on each other's face and nothing like that. I'm working for the betterment of this whole firm now, and I am cooperating. That's what you got to do in a relationship. Once all that stuff is over, once all the barriers and the shields and all of this and that is out of the way, all the stuff that held you back, once you make a decision to cooperate with this person, you better get on the same team now. Because if you ain't going to act like you're on the same team, you're working against each other, and you're in the wrong direction.
They didn't have us heat up today, Jono, man. They didn't got us heat up today. Well, I think we had to say it this way. Y'all ain't never been to the deacon class and heard something like this. Y'all thought we was going to bash women.
We need you.
No.
And I think Kevin knew we need him too. All he wanted to do is just act right in that process.
Right. Let me say one more thing too. Men, we were talking about having a good name. Make sure you, like you said earlier, John, make sure you have your stuff together as far as your personal things together. Yeah. I don't know the whole situation, and I'm not going to speculate, and I don't want no allegations or whatever what happened with Kevin during that time. But you got to have a work-life balance or close to balance.
True.
Got to have a work-life balance.
Go on Instagram and look at DL's message. He actually broke it down. It ain't the best representation of him, but I'll tell you this: he was honest about the fact that there was some missing pieces, and not everybody you say the Godfather this and all those stuff. It's a sad outcome if you think about it. If you have to go out that way.
Right. Shout out to Honorable thank you for the $5. Appreciate that. Super chats, get them cash apps going. This has been something else. I'm still taking back that I'm still waiting for him to come on the show. What's today? Wednesday. I think he came on. You normally would come on today. I don't know why I'm still looking like, hey, Kev, what you gonna talk about today? Or how you gonna say these hyenas today? Who's gonna call in?
Speaking of calling, didn't we have a couple people say, I'll be here tomorrow?
Yeah, where you at?
Where you at?
Where's Lisa at? Where's Yana at? Where's Josetta? Where you at? I'm coming in.
Watching up there, bird watching.
This conversation is one-sided. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. Where y'all at? Uh-oh. Thank you. You didn't see why we trying to leave and you didn't. I'm trying to close out. Kevin Samuels was a black man's cult following. Y'all need mental help. Listen. You didn't came to the wrong place, sister. Because you didn't listen from the beginning because I
said.
Right.
All you heard was Kevin Samuels. Oh, you're a cult.
You're a cult. He's a cult following. What we want to see from you, black exotic beauty, one, where's your man and how you look? Because clearly I don't think that's your picture up there. And what have you done for the black family? What have you done for the black community? Where are your receipts? When I do that, we don't see nothing. You can get me on Instagram, Lawrence D. Adams. Find me, Lawrence D. Adams. Show me your work. You got more mouth in the South, and you're showing what you said earlier about social media as only amplified. Social media is the problem. No, sister, you're the problem because you're attacking a man you don't know nothing about. You listen to clips and not to the full content of what being said because you did it today. So you're showing yourself right now. Where's your husband?
You ain't here to learn. If you were here to learn, you would have been learning something here. No, you done already categorized us, which means you were surfing around YouTube, wasting your time, and you probably ain't about nothing. And all you can do is make your little 10-second opinion.
Right. We're giving your attention that you want. You couldn't get on Kevin Samuels, baby. We know. It's okay. Oochie coochie ya. We got you. Where's your channel at? How are you helping black women get to their black king? Please tell me that.
Exactly. Where's your channel? Where's your message? All you do is all you have is, once again, a blind and empty opinion. You made a statement that has no value because you obviously don't watch the channel. And
we said at the beginning of this that we said we didn't completely agree with Kevin. So if you're a cult person, that means you agree everything what that person says and you follow them blindly.
Yeah.
Wake up. You're in a teaching class.
Mask.
Yeah. So get out of here with that. I'm highlighting you for a reason. I hope you find me on Facebook, on Instagram. You will be next Big Shirley.
She ain't even bold enough to use her own picture.
Right. You'll be the next Big Shirley. Shut up. Alfie's sending positive energy. That's what I'm talking about. Let me go. Where she go? Where she go? Now when you're talking all caps, now we got to hold it. Here we go. Here we go. The man you know as Kevin is no more. God has spoken. So, beautiful animated. See, God has not spoken because apparently you, once again, let me get the GPS system of where God is. God did not speak. So get out of here with that. But clearly you don't know your Bible, whether you know your Bible or not. You didn't, guess what? I wish I had them theme like Kevin says, I'm going to make you famous. I'm about to make you famous.
You got nothing to do with 2 o'clock in the afternoon. God has spoken for her too.
Right. Yeah. And then you want to do it in all caps. It has nothing to do with Kevin. I did not hear you say anything about your name. I didn't hear nothing you said about your husband. I didn't see you say nothing about your family. Where are they at? What about your children? Do we need to come and read your mail? Do we got to talk about the apartment that you're staying in? I'll be saying, come on. Where are you at? See, it's easy to point at somebody else or what they're doing. But when we point the finger back at you, because we talk about the gospel of responsibility over here, you get quiet and mute. You don't got nothing to say. You have no receipts to show, but all you got is an opinion and a butthole. Don't block her. Keep it right there. Do not block. Do not. Well, I'm trying to go back down. She's a German Shepherd. Where are you?
A hyena.
It is.
Sound like a hyena.
Where are you? And you're black exotic beauty one. How long are you gonna be Black Exotic Beauty 1? How are you gonna be Black Exotic? Please tell me. Please tell me. And do you really know God? And in the Bible, since you want to quote God, God did not speak and say that. You're trying to be a mouthpiece for something that you can't even be a mouthpiece for a man for. Don't get it twisted over here. You're gonna turn into a clown show. You find me on Instagram. Find us. These hyenas, boy, I tell you, they come out of nowhere. And the first thing they want to use is God. Like that's the card that trumps everything. God said it. God spoke it. God did it. Baby, you barely know God. You barely know your name. John, I'm trying to, you know. Oh, no, Alfie, see why you doing that, Alfie? Alfie says Black Exotic single mother who doesn't know her baby daddy. See, but I'm not trying to go there. But when you come on here and
looking for somebody better than her baby daddy, and all you realize that was the best you're gonna get.
Right. And the reality of it is, and I'm not trying to bash you. Let me say what the real thing is. You want attention. You want some attention. You want some attention, baby. And guess what? You getting it from this black man. Let me thank you, beautiful animated. Let me get this right here, super chat. Boom. Don't speak for God. Stay in your lane, mortal. Mortals can speak for God. Don't try God or LDA. Tell them, do not try LTA. Do not try me. But where's your man at? Where your man at? Where's the man that says that is my wife? Where is the man that says she belongs to me? And how I would, being too glad we ain't got Zoom set up. I guess that's the thing tonight. Have you call in? Where's your man? I get it. Saturday with my master's degree. Right. Yeah, right. He's at work. Congratulations on your master's degree. Congratulations. He's at work. Sure, he's at work. He's in work in your suitcase underneath your bed called anyway. Let me it's called a toy. You say you don't have no kids, you can't prove it. I hope you want the heat, baby. So don't come in here. You don't know what you're talking about. You talking to me and you don't have no clue. You have no clue who we are. And your picture do you know who we are? Have you been here before? Sharice, now see when another woman get on your head, it's over. She's a black exotic hyena, one of the leaders of the pack. And how old are you, black exotic beauty? We're giving you some shine. Come on, we're gonna give you a little bit of shine. I'm about to cut this up tonight, baby. How old are you? You getting your master's degree? Find me on Instagram. I would love to see you. Find me on Instagram. Oh, baby, you just turned into mastery. You're 33 years old. Find me on Instagram, Lawrence D. Adams. You need to find me. You need to add me immediately. Or in the words of T.I., what did T.I. say? Expeditiously. Expeditiously, you need to find me. We need to see you. Don't block. Don't everything like this. I ain't going to put you down. Somebody said, see, True Savage, why would you say that? Let me find out her dude working Piggly Wiggly. Baby, find me immediately.
Like it's like that dude. I think she's paying his bills.
She got the master expeditiously. Find me expeditiously now. And then also too, if you so about it, you got so much to say. we will bring you on tomorrow. Come on, we'll bring you up. I'll send you a link. I'll have you come up. You got your master's, you're 33. You can come up. Don't talk about you can't get on camera. We will bring you, John, can we bring her up?
Hey, it's up to you.
Yeah, we'll bring you up.
I would send her a Zoom link. I wouldn't let her on the full platform.
Yeah. We send her a Zoom link. And you would come up. Okay, come on. We'll bring you up. You pay your own bills. Good. You come up. Yeah, we'll bring you up on a Zoom link. We'll let you say your piece about Kevin. We'll let you say that he's a cult leader and that y'all got mental cases. We'll let you do it. But once we do that, don't think you then came into the lion's den. Shout out to China White. You came into the lion's den and you ain't gonna get some. You ain't gonna get some of this heat. We want you to speak your come to the thinking class and speak your piece, baby. We got you. With that being said, I hear the music coming on. Find me on Instagram, Lawrence D. Adams. Hit me up now. I want to see you, black, exotic, beautiful one. Now, why they got to do this at the end while we trying to leave, dude? Peace. Beer grease. You got something today, Jono?
So you're trying to be the next Kevin Samuels.
Get out of here. I don't need to try to be nobody. I'm the best Lawrence D. Adams.
You were here before he got popular.
Right. So get yourself together. You ain't gonna do it. That's why you scared. She's a cat, a vibrator, and a Netflix. Dog, come on. No, you ain't gonna come up. I know you scared. I understand. Scared, boy. Got more mouth than the South, and I'm not trying to be no next Kevin Samuels. Get out of here. It will only be one him. I'm the best Lawrence D. Adams, and that's the best Jono. To be like nobody else.
I'm trying to be me.
All right.
Be somebody else.
Yeah. How do I look? I'm trying to be Kevin. I dress completely different. Shout out to Gail and Knight. Thank you so much for the moderators in the building. Shout out to Gail and Knight. Appreciate y'all. Join us tomorrow. Black Beauty. Where's she at? Black Exotic Beauty may come up tomorrow.
Don't black that.
Queen of the hyenas. Come on up. Find me on Instagram.
She happy she got a man that knows how to shut up.
Woo, baby. I know I'm gonna get a phone. Uncle Allen, don't get on us, man. I know you're gonna call, man. Don't do it, Uncle Allen. Don't now whatever out on peace. Okay. Now you want to say that. Peace.
Whatever.
Wa alaikum salam to you. I got my attention from these men. Oh, it felt so good. I gotta cut this. Oh, we ain't cut off yet.
30 seconds of fame.
I get it. It wasn't Kevin, but it's close. He trying to be like Kevin. Oh, shoot, we gotta cut this off.